Hello and welcome to another installment of Fearless Motivation by Mental Stamina Video 44. So before I begin to talk about this nutritional video, I've got to expel a little bit more negativity that I overcame today. So I got my bike fixed at Canadian Tire. And then I got my tire went flat today. So I had to expel that negativity. All the while I was carrying coffee on my back, and then I had to bike to work with a flat tire and then maintain a calm, cool, and collected will stay while I was dealing with just some morons. Like, I don't know, people, they just got rocks in their head with this current corona crisis. Like, they're smoking and then wearing masks, and like some of them are just like grossly obese. Like, I just don't understand people. Like, do you not like look at yourself and just notice you're getting bigger? And like, that is the purpose of this like whole YouTube series on nutrition. Just to like figure it out. Like, look at yourself in the mirror. Don't keep feeding yourself like toxic crap, like always getting pizza. Like, I don't know, I saw the same person 3 different times at the bank today. Anyways, guys, I just say this because like it's a temporary like discomfort that I always experience like with people. And I think they're just trying to test my boundaries because like it is temporary, it's not permanent. I think that's the greatest mistake that people make. They make temporary like disturbances and temporary stuff like something permanent. Like, I realize it's temporary, so when I face something, first I'm gonna laugh it off and then I'm gonna figure out how I'm gonna overcome it, because after like today I'm probably gonna forget it, but I always learn the lessons. Like, I knew that I could get one cab to pick up the bike, and then with a previous relationship that I had, I got the tire fixed on the spot, unlike when I called Canadian Tire and they gave me the runaround. Anyways, guys, the lesson here just basically is to have professionalism in everything you do. And, like, if you forgive me, like, I've already, like, stood for 7 hours, gotten my bike changed. I might just mostly read from my notes that I make the night before after I work. But anyways, guys, getting into today's session. Today's session will be all about grains. And in particular, I will be doing 2 videos just because grains are quite big in themselves. So the first video will be all about the savory variations that are offered with grains, and the video 45 will be all about the sweet variations. When I say savory, I mean dishes like rice, pasta, bread, pizza, oatmeal, cereal, and crackers. I will talk all about the different variations offered for each food, listed recipes, and health benefits. Before I begin with that, the chief nutrient associated with this food group is carbohydrates. Some of the health benefits are the main source of energy. They're the main source of energy. They fuel your brain, kidneys, heart, and central nervous system. Carbs are also keep your blood cholesterol levels in check. Carbs can also be simple and complex. Simple carbs are to be enjoyed in moderation and generally have little nutritional value. You want to move more towards complex carbs, which absorb slower into the body and generally contain multigrains like flax, chia, sesame, poppy, and different spices. Those are just some spices that I figured out. But like everything like complex is much easier. It's like this saying Dan Locke says, guys, if you're seeking always what's easy in life, your life is going to be hard. But if you try to find something that's hard, you're going to live a much easier life. So always seek hard, uncomfortable shit, because you're going to learn a lot more from that and get a lot more out of it. So getting into my description of rice. Rice is perhaps the most widely consumed grain in the world. It is largely consumed throughout Asia and comes in white, black, red, and brown types. There are also short and long grain basmati, jasmine, and arborio rice. A quick Google search revealed to me that there are over 40,000 different varied types of rice in the world. I guess that's why the Chinese like it so much, guys. So with rice, I occasionally cook apple brown rice. So with that, what I do is I chop up an apple, and then I cook the brown rice in apple juice. It goes actually pretty good with some nice pork chops. So I don't know what it is about apples and pork chops, but it just makes it sing. And then you get the brown rice, and you put a little bit of cinnamon, a little bit of maple syrup on there. You're just in heaven, guys. I love mouth watering classics that just want make you want more, more, more. So and then what I also wanted to say, I also have sumptuous variations of risotto, the Italian rice dish, which I generally do roasted chicken, pork, or beef. With beef, I generally use like a steak. So the next dish I will examine, pasta. Pasta is another well-known grain that can be made fresh with flour, water, and butter. Like, I watch a lot of Food Network, guys, and it's pretty amazing when you see them make fresh pasta just with the pasta machine. You see them stretch it out. There's nothing like homemade pasta. Actually, I haven't had like homemade fresh pasta, but I do get the tortellini, and I figure that like it's pretty close, but nothing beats fresh homemade stuff. It's like when you get a fresh juicer, like it does taste better, and you can taste the fresh organic. Anything like picked directly like from the wild without a lot of processing is going to taste 100% better, guys, and it's also going to be 100% better for your health. But getting back to pasta, different variations include lasagna strips, fettuccine, macaroni, spaghetti, ravioli, penne. There are around 350 variations of pasta. The two nations that primarily use this grain are the Italians and the Chinese. My favorite pasta dish is tortellini, specifically Parmesan and prosciutto, which I boil for about 5 minutes, and then I serve with garden vegetables and usually some smoked sausage. I'm probably going to have that tomorrow night because every day I've got to have like a new and different health food to serve my purposes. So initially I had potatoes in here just because they have a lot of carbs in here, but I didn't include them because then I just had a pause and I said, oh shit, they're not really a grain. So I will talk about them more in video 46, which will be all about vegetables. So getting back to the next grain, this is a grain that everybody knows and loves. And I just included pizza here because pizza is all about the crust, guys. Like for me, I like a thin and crispy, like a pita crust. Like a thin crust because it's all flavor then. And you're not just eating bread because I like the bread. But like unless it's packed with like different flavors and like nutrients and like seeds and stuff. Like I just love reading the labels of like those healthy breads, guys. They just make me want to like dig my teeth into it. So I also prefer much more toast as opposed to bread. So like getting back to pizza, like I said, it's all about the crust. And when you get it brushed with a garlic butter and cooked in a wood oven, you know, with the actual wood, and it just takes about a minute to cook in a 900-degree oven, that is the best pizza. Also, slowly smoking the pizza with apple chips on a barbecue makes it taste exceptional. My favorite variations are Hawaiian, chicken and bacon, sweet chili Thai, and pulled pork. Next grain I will examine in this video are oats. Oats in particular, oatmeal, is a breakfast food. This is an excellent food since they're used by horses on race day and are high in antioxidants, blood sugar control, and have a fiber called beta-glucan. I also make oatmeal on the stove with berries and apples. So basically what I do there, guys, is I just I get the frozen berries and then I chop up an apple and I just let it slowly simmer and then I add the oats and then you take it off the stove and let's just let it sit for 5 minutes and then you just add some almond milk, my crack, and a bit of maple syrup. And then the next thing that I actually figured it out when I was listening to all the grains, I was like, I actually forgot bread, and I was just like, well, how can you have pizza without bread? So like the best kind of breads I like are the thin breads, but the bread can be subdivided into three different types. Those are the ones that rise with the use of yeast and are baked in pans. Medium rising breads like rye and French bread, and ones that do not rise like pita breads. My favorite sandwich is the club sandwich. I was gonna post a couple of those on Instagram, but you get busy and you guys, like, I just find out what's important. Like, everybody should know by now that I'm on a health kick. And, like, after standing for 7 hours and doing a whole bunch of crazy fitness, still pursuing my push up challenge. Like, nutrition is 80% what you need in your life to sustain excellent goals. So, like I said, my favorite sandwich is the club sandwich with roasted chicken, crisp bacon, fresh tomato, pepper, and Bibb lettuce with an avocado spread. Like perfectly toasted bread, guys. It just makes you like almost drool for it. And my second favorite sandwich would be the Philly cheese steak sandwich. So delicious. And then as we start to wrap up this video, cereal is another breakfast classic I tend to go for. Healthy cereals like shredded wheat, Cheerios, Shreddies, cinnamon checks, and triple berry oatmeal crunch. I either add, like I said, my crack almond milk, or I add fruit yogurt to it. And then that just tastes so good, and it just gives you a great variation, guys. And then lastly, crackers. I prefer brown multi-grain crackers with seeds, vegetables, or roasted garlic, or even maybe a bit of roasted brie on top, guys. That is always very sensational. So, like with crackers, like I eat them pretty sparingly just because they're a bit of a grain, but like I do like them in my soups crumbled up. So that'll wrap up another video, and video 44, guys. And I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll look for you on video 45, which will be all about sweets on Sunday. Until then, guys, leave any comments, cares, or concerns. They're all beast. Kaizen, baby. Ow!